Day excursion to Douglas, please.
On the Manxman?
Yes, please.
It's £9.80, please.
What time does it leave?
Leaves at 10:30. You arrive in Douglas at 1:45.
And coming back
Douglas at 6 and you're back at 9:15.
Right, thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Old-fashioned boats, we tend to like them better than the new ones. The new ones are nice, they're comfortable, but they're not quite so much character as the old ones. Smooth running, quiet, it has some character.
Quite a pleasant atmosphere on board. Only takes the passengers, no cars, and you find that the regulars have got quite a friendly atmosphere, you know. We all meet together, we have a nice chat, and it's a real nice boat to sail.
Yeah, darling. Thank you. 25. Every time there's a boat sale, we're here. No matter what time it is, we're here to work the boat, you see. That is the job we've done since 1927. It's still the same now as it was then. A cheap book that you can read and throw over the side of the ship, and that's it. Date doesn't matter. You follow? Date doesn't matter. As long as it fills the time from here to Douglas, that's it. I mean, you get a 95 pence boot, no one will buy that today to throw over the side, because they don't want to carry it about with them in Douglas. We find as they buy these small stuff, kids' cheap comics, romances, thrillers, westerns, anything. You'll be selling you stand here and then all of a sudden somebody will shout, engineer wants a paper, someone on board wants a paper, so naturally off you go. You get on board. Next time you come out, you're passing the pier, you're Shanghai, so you're stowaway up to the captain, and that's it. You have a day in Douglas.
Westerly wind, nice fine day, fine, clear, be nice calm sea, perfect day for the south, and most people have said, is it?
Fleetwood Harbour, hold on 24, calling Fleetwood Harbour, are you ready please, over?
Hold on 24, Fleetwood Harbour, will you go channel 12 please?
2. Fleetwood Harbour, hold on 24.
The clear, sir.
Could you give me a tide reading at this moment, please, over?
Yes, just stand by. 24, Fleetwood, 7.5, over.
7.5, thanks very much. Back to 16.
16.
The first object is to get on the knot end. You can see it's quite a narrow channel between the beach. You're virtually on the beach here as we come round, and it's a tight turn round this first buoy, the knot end buoy. Once we get to the knot end and start around, and again the problem, not so much now when we're stemming the tide, so actually steering well, but at low water and certain conditions of wind, the problem is to get the ship to answer the helm and to start turning. Once they start turning, they're all right. It's getting the initial swing on the ship around the buoy Once we've rounded there, the channel sort of straightens out then, and it's a fairly straight leg up to the wire light. You can see that it used to be a lighthouse. It's unlit now, but you can still see the framework up there. And then you've got another sort of series of what we call the chicanes, there's a tight bend to starboard then between two buoys, and then you've got to come sweep round to port, and after that you go up for the fairway, and the problems are all over, you know. But it is a very tricky channel, and it takes a lot of navigating. See how Hedge's paying off to starboard, and he's got a harder port. He's now had to stop the inside engine and keep the outside engine going in order to make her answer. She's just starting to answer to port now, but there's a lot of tide. It's quite a tricky situation. As you can see, if you look at the knot end buoy, the flow of water, the tide on it is really heavy. You know, the water's moving probably about 4 or 5 knots, so we've got to be going faster than that in order to go ahead even. But then, you know, the one advantage of stemming the tide is that you can steer. You know, the ship will steer. This little fella here is making a right nuisance of himself, steaming up the middle of the channel. Totally, you know, inconsiderate really, because he could, you know, make things difficult for us. We can't stop. You know, we've got to keep going now. There's no way we can stop. We're out of control. And now, can we take any avoiding action? No, it's as simple as that.
This ship is still sort of man and machines here. You know, you look at the machine and you can tell whether it's going okay. But this is, you know, going back. As Willie tells you, you've gone in the time machine when you come in here, and you've gone back. How many years, Willie? 100 years.
You're going back in time, aren't you? When you come into here, you're going back in time. It's like going back for pre-war, isn't it? Pre-war, yeah.
I think there's a much happier atmosphere in this ship. I don't know whether that reflects against the modern car ferry or not, but I think there's the old steamship. There's something magic about them. We used to say steam is beautiful, like, you know, it's something hostile about the motor ships.
I think there's an atmosphere itself, haven't the boat, you know? In itself, the steam, I would say so.
Fleetwood Harbour, Manxman, we're just rounding the fairway now, and clear of the channel, down Douglas.
Thank you, Manxman. 7.4 on the tag gauge. Good sailing.
7.4, thanks for that. Listening up.
Thank you.
I suppose it's fair to say that Fleetwood, whilst a very nice place and a most friendly place, it probably is a place which gives us professionally the most challenge. We tend to be hampered by draft and water and weather problems at these places. I think a challenge sums it up better than worry. The only thing you can say about it is that every time is completely different, and no matter how many times you went there, you could never ever become in any way complacent about it. Each time, on the finest day, with plenty of water, it's still a place which demands and must have the greatest of respect.
I'm not the youngest, but generally people, mates in this company, tend to be around 30s mark, you know, probably more experienced than I am, but I've found I've picked it up quite well, you know. I think I'm quite privileged, really, you know, in so many years when I've got a family. These ships, people will talk about them, you know, as a bit bygone age, and I'll be able to say I've been on one and given my experience, you know. I like the boat, certainly. There are a few things that you haven't got, the modern amenities, you know, but well, it's got more character than, say, the other ships. There's more wood, brass, things that you associate and people associate with the sea.